Of the four Gospels that we are given in the New Testament, John's Gospel is certainly the most distinct and unique. We call the other three the Synoptic Gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, because many of them flow from the same sources. John is clearly different. A lot of the narrative in John is distinct to that gospel. For example, the wedding at Cana only occurs in John's gospel. There is no institution of the Eucharist narrative at the Last Supper because John chapter 6 is really Jesus' whole discourse on the meaning of the Eucharist. Instead, we have the washing of the feet at the Last Supper, which couples the giving of the Eucharist and the example of a loving service. But probably the most distinctive thing about John's gospel are the chapters where Jesus goes into these long discourses. I'm looking at chapters 12 through, at least 17. And it's during the Last Supper that Jesus speaks profoundly about his relationship to the Father. And so John's gospel is very relational, and you'll hear Jesus say over and over again, as the Father is in me, so I am in you. As the Father loves me, so I love you. So there's this sense of indwelling, that the Son indwells, is completely bound to the Father, and that through the whole Christ event, we have been invited to step into that same relationship. So just ponder with me for a second the profundity of that one statement. As the Father loves me, so I love you. Think for a minute about how much the Father loves the Son and what that looks like. That the Son gains his identity from his relationship with the Father. He's Son precisely because he is in relationship to the Father. So he gains his identity. The Father gives the Son a mission. So the mission of Jesus on this earth, to heal, to forgive, to proclaim, and ultimately to save the human race, to draw us into that indwelling of the most blessed Trinity. The mystery of Jesus' suffering and death, which in John becomes his glorification. That's another point. John's gospel is the only one that has no narrative of the transfiguration. Because in John's gospel, the glory of Jesus is revealed when he's on the cross. So his suffering, death, and glory are all one event. So as the Father loves the Son, think of the profundity of that. It's with that same depth of feeling and of relationship that the Son loves us, so that we gain our identity from our relationship with Christ. Christ gives us a mission to go into the world and to proclaim the gospel and to live our life in union with the Blessed Trinity. Baptism then becomes our infusion into the life of the Trinity. When people say, I don't go to church because I'm a good person, that statement implies that religion is simply about ethics. It's about what we do. John's gospel reminds us that before religion is about what we do, it's about who we have become in Jesus. It's about being before it's about doing. That our doing flows from who we become as a new creation, as adopted children of the Father. John's gospel can be read, meditated over, and prayed with over and over and over again. And every time we do, we will always find something profoundly beautiful to ponder. But it's all about relationship. Jesus' relationship to the Father, our relationship to Jesus.